So, hello friends. I hope you all are doing good. Okay, great. So friends, let us start our CFA journey with the concept that is time value of money. Okay. So this time value of money is very important concept because it will be used mostly in all the modules. So we should understand the concept as well as we should know how can we find out the present value, future value and related items on the calculator. So you should know how to operate the calculator. तो कैलकुलेटर पर कैसे हम लोग प्रेजेंट वैल्यू, फ्यूचर वैल्यू, एन्युटी इससे रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस को डील कर सकते हैं. सो दैट इज समथिंग व्हिच वी आर गोइंग टू डू टुडे. ओके, सो just okay. So friends, now if I ask you that what you will prefer, see, for example, I have to give you money. Either I can give you money today or I can give you the same money, let us say after 3 years. The question is, which option you would prefer? Which option you would prefer? Whether 100 rupees today or 100 rupees after 3 years. You might say 100, some of you might say 100 rupees today, some of you might say 100 rupees after 3 years. But what we have to do, I cannot compare these two options because the timing is different. I cannot say that 100 rupees today is equal to 100 rupees after 3 years. I cannot say this. Because if I receive 100 rupees today, then what I can do? I can invest it somewhere and I can earn some money. Okay, I can invest it somewhere and I can earn some money. So actually this 100 rupees today will be more than 100 after 3 years. Okay, this 100 rupees today will be more than 100 after 3 years. So that is why I cannot say 100 rupees today is equal to 100 rupees after 3 years because the time frame is different. क्योंकि दोनों की हैपनिंग के चांसेस डिफरेंट है. This cash flow is happening at time period 0. This cash flow is happening at time period 3. So that is called time value of money. So as the name says, time value of money, it means पैसे की, टाइम की वर्थ होती है. जैसे जैसे टाइम बीतता जाएगा वैसे वैसे पैसे की वैल्यू डाउन होती जाती है. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल 100 रुपीज टुडे, अगर मुझे आज 100 रुपीज मिल जाएंगे, सो व्हाटसोएवर आई कैन कंज्यूम फ्रॉम दिस 100 रुपीज टुडे, I will not be able to consume the same thing from the same 100 rupees after 3 years because inflation is there. जो आज मैं इस 100 rupees से consume कर सकता हूं, for example, let us say this is a pen, this is some commodity. If I can have one pen today from this 100 rupee, so there is a great possibility that after 3 years I will not be able to get the same pen from the same 100 rupee. क्योंकि क्या होगा, इस 100 rupees का जो पेन अभी मिल रहा है, इन्फ्लेशन के कारण अल्टीमेटली देयर इज अ ग्रेट पॉसिबिलिटी कि 110 का मिले, 20 का मिले, 125 का मिले, तो हो सकता है इसकी प्राइसिंग बढ़ जाए. सो आज का कंजम्पशन 100 रुपीज से जितना है, फ्यूचर में वो कंजम्पशन नहीं होगा. तो इसका मतलब टाइम की एक कीमत होती है. So that is what, that is my time value of money. So now let me move further. So now if I give you an option that either to accept 100 rupees today or 100 rupees after 3 years, so definitely what you would prefer? You would prefer 100 rupees today. इसका मतलब आज अगर आपको 100 rupees मिल जाते हैं तो इसकी वैल्यू बहुत ज्यादा है in comparison to this 100 rupees after 3 years. तो आप किसको प्रेफर करेंगे? You would prefer this. As simple as that. Okay. अब इसी कंसेप्ट में आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now let I say that you invest $100 today at a rate of 10% per annum for 3 years. You invest $100 at 10% per annum for 3 years. The question is, what will be the value of this $100 after 3 years? It means आज अगर आप मान लीजिए एक टाइम डिपॉजिट के अंदर एक फिक्स डिपॉजिट में $100 इन्वेस्ट करते हैं and rate of interest is 100% per annum. So after 3 years, how much money you will get? That is the question. See, whenever we talk about compounding interest. So we do not talk about simple interest. So what do we mean by compounding interest? It means there is interest on interest. So I am just clarifying the things from the very basic, so that your base becomes very, very strong. So what will happen logically? If you invest $100 today, so what will be the value after 1 year? Logically think. This 100 rupees is your investment, and you will earn what? 10% interest. So what I can say, after 1 year, this 100 rupees as it is, plus we are going to earn 10% interest. We are going to earn 10% interest. So that will be the value after 1 year. Now, if I solve it, so what I can say, this is 100 into 1 plus 10%. I can rewrite the same equation in this manner. मैंने क्या किया? I have taken this 100 as common and then 1 plus 10%. So this will be the value after 1 year, as simple as that. Okay. Now, just a minute. Okay. So this 100 into 1 plus 10%. Now again, if I say, if I solve it, it will become how much? It will become 110. So it will become what? 110. So if I invest $100 rupees today, it will become 110 after 1 year. As simple as that. Now what will happen at the end of year 2? अब second year में होगा क्या? देखिए, आप लोगों ने इंटरेस्ट 10% का अर्न कर लिया है. You have earned 10% interest, that is $10 in this case. But bank has not given you this interest. Bank has not paid you this interest. So logically think what you will say to the bank. आप बैंक को बोलेंगे क्या? आप कहेंगे देखिए, I have invested $100 plus I have earned $10. So now my total value with you is 110. So in the second year, I should not get my interest on 100. I should get interest on 110. अगर ये 10 का इंटरेस्ट हमें मिल गया होता, आपको मिल गया होता, तो बात थी दूसरी. तो आपकी प्रिंसिपल इन्वेस्टेड इज 100, but that 10% if we talk about is still with the bank. So what will happen? Now your investment amount is 110. So in the second year, you will say 110 is your amount now, plus you should earn interest on this 110. You should earn this interest on 110. So again, if I want to write it down mathematically, I can write it down like this. I can take 110 as common and then 1 plus 10%, as simple as that. Then what will happen? Now logically think, can I, instead of this 110, can I write this? Yes. Instead of this 110, I can write this. Yes. So now let I say, instead of this 110, let I write down this. So मैंने क्या किया? I simply took it from above. You can see. So इस 110 के बदले हमने इसको लिख दिया. And this 1 plus 10% is as it is. So again, you can see this component is coming from here, and this 1 plus 10% as it is. So I can rewrite it like this: 100 into 1 plus 10% raised to the power 2. So it becomes square. So that is what? That is the value after 2 years. So if I solve it, it becomes how much? 121. So it is not simply 10% of 100 which we invested. There is interest on interest also. यहाँ पर interest के ऊपर भी interest लगा है. So the value is actually what? Value is actually 121. Now what will happen in the third year? Logically think. अब आप बैंक को क्या बोलेंगे? That my amount with you is $121. Now you have to pay interest on $121. So in the third year, what will happen? 121 plus 121 into 10%. That is something which will happen logically. Okay, logically this thing will happen. Yes. So now further, what will happen? I can take 121 as common. So 1 plus 10%. Now again, logically see, instead of this 121, I can write this. I can use this because this 121 is coming from here. So इस 121 के बदले हम क्या लिख सकते हैं? We can use this 100 into 1 plus 10% square. Yes, I can do. So what I do, let I rewrite the equation. So that is 100 into 1 plus 10% square, and this 1 plus 10% as it is. So it becomes how much? 100 into 1 plus 10% cube. So if I solve it, it becomes how much? Approximately 133.1. So there is interest on interest concept. So this is called compounding concept. So that is the value after 3 years. So now if someone gives me an option that if you receive 100 rupees today, or you receive 133.1 after 3 years. So if I ask you this question, मान लीजिए मुझे आपको पैसे देने हैं, and now if I say that I can either give you $100 today, or I can give you 133.1 after 3 years if in the market the existing rate is so it means 100 rupees, $100 today, or 133.1 after 3 years. So now if I ask you which option is better, which option you would prefer if in the market rate of interest is 10%? If in the market rate of interest is 10%, which option is better? Logically think. 100 rupees today और $100 today, आप किसको प्रेफर करेंगे? आज $100 ले लेंगे या 133.1 after 3 years? अगर रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट 10% है मार्केट में, then I am saying, see, I am indifferent in both the options. Both the option will provide me same level of satisfaction. Both the options will provide me same level of satisfaction, as simple as that. Okay, so either I can choose this $100 today or 133.1, both will give me the same thing. So although the timing is different, but what I have done now, मैंने एक वैल्यू को, अगर ये टाइम पीरियड 0 पर था तो इसकी वैल्यू 3 years के बाद कितनी होगी, that is something which we have calculated. So that is what, that is compounding. So if I calculate any future value, if I calculate any value for future, that is called what? That is called my compounding concept. That is called compounding. So see, if I want to calculate that what is the value after 3 years, 4 years, 20 years, 25 years, then I do not need to do it manually like this, mathematically like this. What I can see, I have seen, we have created a formula, and what is that formula? This is the formula. You can see this is the formula, 100 into 1 plus 10% raised to the power 3. So what I can do, I can simply use this kind of formula to find out some future value for any time period. So if I calculate any value for future time period, that is called what? That is called my future value. That is called my future value. Okay, so how can we get my future value? So that is basically present value, the amount which we have invested. So present value into 1 plus r raised to the power n. So that is r represent rate of interest, or it can be I can be rate of interest, and n here means number of period for the time. So what is my formula? That is future value equals to present value into 1 plus r raised to the power n, or we can say present value into 1 plus I raised to the power n. So in this manner, what we can do, we can calculate our future value. Okay, so that is the concept, that is called compounding. In the same manner, what I can do, in the same manner, if I want to calculate the present value, I can do it. Okay, but we will come on it later on. First, let me understand that how can we do it. So if I say I have invested 100 rupees or $100 in an instrument at a rate of 10% per annum for 3 years, then what is the future value? Because this calculation was very, very easy. That is why I calculated 133.1. But now let me understand how can we do it on calculator. Okay, so how can we do it on calculator? So let me see. So friends, you can see this is BA2 plus calculator from Texas. Okay, and this calculator you have to use for what? You have to use for your CFA examination. Okay, so calculator from HP and this Texas. So these two calculators you can use. So but what you have to do, you have to take this calculator, क्योंकि दोनों calculators के अंदर अगर हम बात करते हैं numbers कुछ different है, punching कुछ दूसरे तरीके से होगी. So to be symmetric, you have to take this calculator from Texas. So BA2 plus. Again, there is BA2 professional also. So that is same. Only the body is different. So this is plastic body, and that is, you can say, some kind of some body is a bit better in comparison to this plastic body. But कुछ होता नहीं है calculator पर. I am using this calculator for more than 11 or 12 years now. तो ऐसा कुछ है नहीं इसमें problem. So you can take it क्योंकि वो costly भी है, करीब 1000 या 1500 costly ज़्यादा है. So better is you take this calculator. So how to do this calculation on this calculator? Are there any functions which are directly available to calculate the future value? That is something which we have to look at. क्यों? क्योंकि अल्टीमेटली जैसे एक्सेल की बात करते हैं, एक्सेल में इनबिल्ट फाइनेंशियल फंक्शंस होते हैं, तो इसी तरीके से इस कैलकुलेटर में भी फाइनेंशियल फंक्शंस हैं. मेक श्योर यू हैव टू टेक दिस कैलकुलेटर ओनली इफ यू हैव एनी अदर फाइनेंशियल कैलकुलेटर. सो one is HP, one is Texas. So these calculators are allowed. Okay, and again the coding is also provided, but you cannot use any other financial calculator or scientific calculator. If you take it, you cannot sit in the exam with that calculator. तो वो calculator आपको भारी रखना होगा, and you have to do a lot of calculations, so it will not be possible to do. Okay, so how can we do it? So let me start operating this calculator. So सबसे पहले आप on कीजिए. So on the left hand side, on the right hand side topmost, there is on function. You can just on it. Okay, so before starting with the calculator, let me do some adjustments in that calculator. So there are 2 adjustments और वो adjustments आपको बनाकर रखनी है. It means आप लोग इन adjustments को कर लेंगे और पूरे throughout आपके CFA के अंदर वो adjustments रहेंगी automatically. Okay, and then I will explain you that what are these adjustments. Okay, so first what you do, you can just on the calculator, and then what you can do on the left hand side second row में देखेंगे. So there is an option second. So this second option works as a shift in your system. जैसे आपके लैपटॉप्स के अंदर, आपके सिस्टम के अंदर शिफ्ट बटन, शिफ्ट की वर्क करती है, in the same manner this second option works. Now what you do, there is an option format. So if you come to the last row, so this is column and this is row. Okay, तो अगर आप सबसे लास्ट में आते हैं तो आप देखिए की के ऊपर लिखा हुआ है फॉर्मेट. सो हर एक की के ऊपर, मोस्टली हर की के ऊपर क्या लिखा हुआ है, आपके की के ऊपर एम्बोस्ड है कुछ चीजें, एंड एट द सेम टाइम उस की के ऊपर कैलकुलेटर की बॉडी पर लिखा है. तो जैसे आपका एक्सेल में ऑपरेट होता है, आपके सिस्टम पर ऑपरेट होता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल 2 की अगर हम बात करते हैं, 2 की के ऊपर एट अ रेट होता है. सो इफ वी ओनली प्रेस 2 तो वो 2 प्रेस करेगा, बट इफ वी यूज इट विद शिफ्ट एंड 2 सो इट विल टेक एट अ रेट. इन द सेम मैनर दिस कैलकुलेटर वर्क. सो हमें क्या लेना है, सेकंड वी हैव प्रेस्ड गो टू द फॉर्मेट. Go to the format. If you go to the format, now first option is coming DEC. So that is basically decimal. So what you do, इसको आप बना दीजिए 9. What you have to do, put 9 and then सबसे टॉप पर देखिए enter. Press enter. एंटर का मतलब ये है कि हमने इस 9 को पुट कर दिया है. प्रेस एंटर एंड उसके साथ में आप 2 कीज देखेंगे, अप एरो की, डाउन एरो की. सो अप के लिए ऊपर जाना, डाउन के लिए नीचे. सो नाउ आई गो टू द डाउन एरो की. सो देयर इज अ की अगेन दैट इज कॉल्ड DEG. सो दैट इज सेम. सो अगेन प्रेस डाउन एरो की, देन समथिंग इज कमिंग US 12/31/1990. सो दैट इज द डेट फॉर्मेट. सो इसको भी आपको टच नहीं करना है. अगेन डाउन एरो की, देन US 1000 इज कमिंग, इसको भी आपको टच नहीं करना है. देन अगेन प्रेस. नाउ यू कैन सी समथिंग CHN इज कमिंग. व्हाट यू हैव टू डू, नाउ वी हैव टू चेंज इट. सो व्हाट आई विल डू, आई विल प्रेस सेकंड एंड डू एंटर. तो जो आपका CHN लिखा आ रहा था, ओके, सो जो आपका CHN लिखा आ रहा था, सो नाउ इट इज कन्वर्टेड टू AOS. तो मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन करूंगा व्हाट इज दिस. सो इट विल बिकम AOS. सो AOS मींस algebraic operating system. So it has converted your calculator into algebraic operating system. So what 2 adjustments we have done in the calculator, और ये by default अब रहेंगी आपके calculator में. It is not like that every time when you will open your calculator so you have to do these adjustments. No, it is not like that. Okay, so it is not like that. So again I am repeating what you do, just on your calculator, then press second. Second here represents as shift, it works as shift key. Okay, then again if we talk about what you have to do, press format. So first option is what? First option is DEC. So make it 9, press 9, then enter, then use the down arrow key, then DEG is coming. Okay, DEG is coming, so keep it DEG. Then again what you have to do, US is coming, so keep it, again down arrow key, फिर आप press करेंगे US is coming, again down arrow key. Then the next option what you have to do, you have to convert from CHN to what? You have to convert from CHN to AOS, that is algebraic operating system. तो देखना शुरू करते हैं कि ये 2 चेंजेस हैं क्या. अब मान लीजिए मैं बोलता हूं For example, I say 12 divided by 2.5. Okay, 12 divided by 2.5. And let I say 12 divided by 2. If I solve this, it will come in some decimal things. It will come in some decimal things. So let I say I do 12 divided by 5. So I can do it easily. So that is 5 2 × 10 and 2.4. That number is coming. And if I do this 12 divided by 2, how much is coming? 6 is coming. And for example, if I do 12 divided by 7, so what will happen? So that is 7 ones are 7, then 7 sevens are 49, then again 7 ones are 7, then again 7 1 4. So like this it will continue. तो जो decimal हमने किया है, what command I have given to the calculator? मैंने कैलकुलेटर को बोला है कि अगर वो एब्सोल्यूट नंबर आ रहा है, so final answer should be presented in absolute number. It means no decimals. अगर 1 decimal तक है तो वो 1 decimal तक शो करे. It should not be like this 2.4000. अदरवाइज क्या होता है कि मैंने डेसिमल फंक्शन चूज किया कि मुझे 4 डेसिमल डिजिट्स लेनी है, 3 डेसिमल लेनी है, तो यहाँ पर वो क्या करेगा? इट विल गिव मी 6.000, it will give me 2.4000 like this. But what command I have given to the calculator कि जो भी उसका फाइनल आंसर है वो उस फॉर्मेट में मेरे आंसर को प्रेजेंट करें. As simple as that. That is something which I have done. So now you can see if you do it on your calculator. So for example, you do 12 divided by 5. So 12 divided by 5 if you do. So what is coming? So again you can see 12 divided by 5, 2.4. You can see 2.4 is coming. If you do 12 divided by 6 or 12 divided by 2, then you can see final answer 6 is coming. Are you getting my point? Then final answer 6 is coming. Then again if I say 12 divided by 7, so what is coming? 1.71428. So you can see कि first option में it is coming till only 1 decimal digit. Second option में 0 decimal digit. Third option में it is showing me up to 9 decimal digits. तो इस फॉर्मेटिंग को करने से एक तो इन सेटिंग्स को चेंज करने से एक तो मेरी ये चीज हो गई है. एंड द सेकंड थिंग, इफ वी टॉक अबाउट व्हाई आई हैव कन्वर्टेड इट टू algebraic operating system, that is AOS, because I want to use board mass. What I want, just so what I want, so let us say I say this is 12 divided by 3, or let I say 1 minus 3 divided by 2. Now if I ask you what should be the answer, I am giving you this mathematically, 1 minus 3 divided by 2. So should my answer be minus 1? That is 1 minus 3, it becomes minus 2, and then minus 2 divided by 2, it becomes minus 1. Or should it be like this, that minus 3, if I take this minus 3 divided by 2, so it should be 1.5. So 1 minus 1.5, then my answer should be minus 0.5. So it should be according to board mass. It means first it should take what? First it should take this division 1, and then it should take 1. It should take this minus 1. So now if you do it, how you do it on your calculator, simply see 1 minus 3 divided by 2. You can see minus 0.5 is coming. Automatically minus 0.5 is coming. Automatically minus 0.5 is coming. It means automatically it has taken the board mass rule. So by changing the settings, we have done this setting, कि वो ऑटोमेटिकली बॉड मास रूल को लेकर चलेगा। दूसरी चीज, हमारे जो नंबर्स हैं, तो अगर वो हमारा एब्सोल्यूट नंबर विदाउट एनी डेसिमल डिजिट है तो वो वहां तक लेकर चलेगा, अगर कुछ डेसिमल डिजिट तक प्रेजेंट करना है तो वो वहां तक लेकर चलेगा। सो दैट इज व्हाट वी हैव डन। ओके, so I hope everyone has done the settings. Okay, so let I just see if there is any query. Just a minute. Okay, okay, so now we can see, now we can move forward. So let me solve the same question. That is, if I invest $100 at 10% for 3 years, if this is the question, how can we do it on calculator? So let us see. So what I'm saying, how can we calculate the future value? My future value is 100. This is present value into 1 plus 10% raised to the power, or what I can do, because this is 10%, I can take 0.10 raised to the power what, 3. So that is the equation. So because I have already activated the board mass, that is algebraic operating system, so it is easy to do it. So what I do, I on my calculator, then 100, press 100 multiplied by, now bracket start, then 1 plus 0.10 ब्रैकेट क्लोज. यू कैन सी जो नंबर्स लिखे हुए हैं उसके ऊपर ही ब्रैकेट ओपन ब्रैकेट क्लोज का ऑप्शन है. तो जैसे ही आपने ब्रैकेट क्लोज किया, सो इट इज गिविंग मी, जो ब्रैकेट के अंदर की टर्म है, दैट इज 1 plus 10%, सो इट इज गिविंग मी 1.1. नाउ रेज टू द पावर, फॉर रेज टू द पावर देयर इज एन ऑप्शन y रेज टू द पावर x, y रेज टू द पावर x. तो जहां पर ब्रैकेट क्लोज और ओपन था उसी के साथ में क्या है, y रेज टू द पावर x की बात है. सो y रेज टू द पावर x है, तो वहां पर y रेज टू द पावर x, जस्ट क्लिक इट, प्रेस 3, एंड देन सबसे लास्ट में है इक्वल्स टू. So how much it is coming? You can see directly the answer is coming, that is 133.1. So what is happening? Directly this 133.1 is coming. Okay. So again, let me see. Let I repeat it. So that is 100. What you will do? 100 multiplied by bracket start 1 plus 0.10 bracket close. Then raised to the power, for raised to the power we have a key, that is y raised to the power x equals to, then 3, y raised to the power x is 3, and then press equals to, so it is coming what, 133.1. So that is what, that is my final answer. In this manner I can solve it on calculator. So this is, we can say we have solved it on calculator using the formula, but there is a function available in this calculator, so let me try to do it with that function. Okay, so we have to calculate what, future value. So what I do, first press second again on the left hand side in the second row. So second word is written, which works as like shift. So press second, and then in the third row right hand side, on future value, clear TVM is written. So press this. So what it will do, every time जब भी आप लोगों को टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन करना है, TVM is time value of money here. So always do this thing. सबसे पहले आप क्लियर करेंगे, उससे क्या होगा, कैलकुलेटर की मेमोरी में अगर कोई चीज ऑलरेडी फीडेड है टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी से रिलेटेड, तो वो उसको डिलीट कर देगा. एंड दिस यू हैव टू डू, मेक इट एन हैबिट कि हमेशा आप ये कर रहे हैं. सो प्रेस सेकंड and then future value, because on the future value clear TVM is written, so it will clear everything. Okay, now here $100 is the investment, 10% is your, you can say, rate of interest, and 3 years is what? 3 years is your time period. So let I start. In the third row you can see something is written called N, I by Y, PV, PMT, future value. Okay, so N here represent the time period, I by Y is rate of interest, PV is present value, PMT is used for annuity, and FV means future value. So what I do, let I try to solve this. So first N, so here my N is 3, I will press 3 and then press N. आपको कोई सेकंड की प्रेस नहीं करनी है. You are not required to use that second one. आपने सिर्फ क्या करना है, you have to simply press 2, you have to simply press 3 because 3 is the time period, and press N. So जैसे ही आपने ये किया, you can see what is coming. N equals to 3 is coming. N equals to 3 is coming. Now if I talk about rate of interest, that is 10. So I write down 10. Simply आप 10 write कीजिए, तो जो वो n is equal to 3 था, it will go. Now only 10 is coming. तो वो automatically feed हो गया है. जो n is equal to 3 है, it is now feeded. So what you have to do? You do 10. Now this is 10%. Although this is 10%, but you are not required to take any 0.10 और 10% like this. अगर आप 10 लिखेंगे तो I by Y उसे 10% ही लेकर चलेगा. It will take 10%. So press 10 and then press I by Y. So you can see I by Y is equal to what? It is equal to 10. I by Y is equal to 10. Okay. फिर हम लोग आगे बढ़ते हैं. Then we move forward. Then PV. So what I can do, see, if we will invest $100, then we will receive some money. So what I can do, this calculator is framed like this कि अगर कुछ outflow होगा तो ही inflow होगा. So one cash flow should be outflow, one cash flow should be inflow, like that it works. So either I can put my, what I can do, because if I invest $100, then I will receive something. So what I can do, I can say 100 is the investment, and at the same time we are investing it, so cash is going out. Okay, this is an outflow. And so what I should do, I should put a negative sign. तो simply जो minus है वो नहीं करना है press. आपने 100 टाइप किया, then in the last row again you can see there is a key plus oblique minus, plus oblique minus. So press it. So आप देखिए क्या हो गया, 100 has become minus 100. Okay, so this becomes my PV. So press PV. So this PV is has become minus 100. Now PMT हमारी automatically PMT, what we have to do, PMT we have to keep 0. Okay, now what we have to do, compute CPT. On the topmost there is an option CPT, so that is compute. So press compute and then future value. So what is coming? 133.1 is coming. So the same answer, so either I solve it manually or using the calculator or using the function keys of calculator, from everywhere my answer is coming same, that is 133.1. So that is the concept of what? That is the concept of future value. So again I am repeating how can you use the keys. So those who missed it, so again first I have to clear the TVM. So press second and then press future value, because on the future value clear TVM is written. So it will clear all the TVM. Yes. So now if you go to any key everywhere 0 0 you will find. So my N is 3. So press 3 and then N. Then I is, so press 10. Then press I by Y. It will take interest as 10%. Investment is 100. Then I press 100. So because I have to take it as a cash outflow, so what I will do, I will press compute. Sorry, not what I will do. I will take the plus minus sign. So in the last row plus minus sign is there. So last row में अगर आप जाते हैं तो एक ऑप्शन है प्लस ऑब्लिक माइनस, तो आप उसको प्रेस कीजिए तो देखिए -100 is coming. So then press PV. So PV is coming. Yes. Then if I come on to the PMT should be 0. So okay, then I will go compute CPT and then future value. So 133.1. So in this manner, what I can do, I can calculate my future value. Okay, through the calculator. So that is basically my single cash flow case. So this is my single cash flow case where I am investing one time and then I am getting what? I am getting some value. So now if I give you a question, so just give me answer very quickly. So if I invest, for example, let us say $250 at a rate of 8% for 20 years, then what is the value? Then what is the value after 20 years? So I am giving 1 minute to everyone. Please, everyone just solve it. I hope everyone is doing. Okay. So let me see again, what is my equation? My equation is this 250 into 1 plus 8%. Again, this is a common mistake which is done by the participants, that we write down 8% as 0.8 instead of 0.08. So it happens. So raised to the power 20. So now अब मुझे कैलकुलेटर के ऊपर ऑपरेट करके नहीं देखना है, बिकॉज नाउ आई नो द कीज डायरेक्टली, फंक्शंस डायरेक्टली. So I have to do it. So how I will do it? So again, first I will press second and clear TVM. So what it has done, it has cleared all the values in the TV, in the TV items. So if you go to N or I by Y, PV, PMT, FV, you can see everywhere 0 is coming. तो जो previous values थी वो already delete हो गई. देखिए ये करना जरूरी क्यों है? मान लीजिए एक क्वेश्चन आपने किया and there is some PMT value. Okay. So अभी आपने सॉल्व किया, पीएमटी वैल्यू भी थी और उसके बेसिस पर सॉल्व किया, बट व्हाट हैपेंस एज यू डू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, देयर इज नथिंग कॉल्ड पीएमटी, देयर इज नो आइटम कॉल्ड पीएमटी। बट लेकिन कैलकुलेटर में क्या रहेगा, वो बाय डिफॉल्ट पीएमटी की वैल्यू रहेगी अनटिल एंड अनलेस यू पुट इट 0। सो व्हाट यू डू, ऑलवेज मेक अ हैबिट कि आप पुराने वाले को सब डिलीट कर दीजिए। ओके, सो नाउ व्हाट आई डू, आई गो इट हियर। So again, my n, if I talk about 20 is my n, so I will press 20 and then press n. I is my 8, so press 8 and then press I by y. Okay, PV, if I say again, I can press 250. So at the bottom there is a plus minus sign, I can press this plus minus sign, so it is taking minus. So it has once it is coming minus 250, you can put PV, press PV. Your PMT should be what? PMT should be 0, automatically it is 0. Okay, now press compute and future value. So it is coming how much? So it is coming 1165239286, like this it is coming. So I hope everyone got the same answer. Okay, great. Okay, now friends, this is what, this is one single compounding in a time period. So what do we mean by it? It means when I am saying 8%, this is 8% per annum. So what is happening? We are getting the interest, or interest is being credited at the end of the year. That is what is happening. But for example, if I talk about the fixed deposits in India, so what is generally written? Let us say this kind of thing is written, that return is 8% per annum compounding quarterly. So in the case of fixed deposits, my return is compounded quarterly in case of fixed deposits in India. Okay, so generally it happens. Okay, so now the question is, do 8% per annum compounding quarterly and do 8% per annum, both these mean same? Because if I talk about annual return is 8% only. Annual return is 8% only. So does it mean that both these are same? Answer is no, because this is compounding quarterly, this is 8% per annum. So what is the difference? If this is the case, 8% per annum compounding quarterly, it means we are getting the interest 4 times in a year. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि 8%, 8%, 8%, 8%, so total 36% we are getting. No. It means we are getting total 8% return, but in 4 installments we are getting. So what is happening, for we are dividing my total year in 4 quarters. So this is my first quarter, this is my second quarter, this is my third quarter, and this is my fourth quarter, for example. So what is happening? I am getting this 8% is divided. So there are 4 quarters in a year. So 2%. So 2% return I am getting here. 2% return I am getting here. 2% return I am getting here. And 2% return I am getting here. So that is what is happening in this 8% per annum compounding quarterly. और इस 8% per annum में क्या है? If we start it from here, and let us say this is my 0 to 1 year, this complete 1 year. Here 1, 2, 3, 4 means quarter. Here this is 1 year, complete year. Okay, so here I am getting the interest directly here 8%. So अगर आप add करेंगे individually सबको, so it is looking like what? It is looking like 8% in totality. बट द टाइमिंग इज डिफरेंट। यहाँ पर जो 8% डायरेक्टली है वो एंड ऑफ द पीरियड पर मिल रहा है, एंड ऑफ द ईयर में मिल रहा है। बट जो ये इस केस की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो 2%, 2%, 2%, 2% लाइक दिस इट इज हैपनिंग। सो व्हाट विल हैपन इन दिस केस? For example, if I again invest 100, so 100 will become how much? 102 at the end of 3 months. We can say at the end of first quarter. Now in the second quarter, I will get interest on this 102. I will get interest on this 102. So for example, this 102, I will get interest on this. It will become how much? 104.04. Then again, in the third quarter, I will get interest on this 2% interest I will get on this amount. So it will become how much? It will become 106.12. Okay. And in the fourth year, if we talk about, so what will happen? Again, I will get interest on this amount. So it will become what? It will become 108.243. Here, if I invest 100 here, simply it will become 108 after 1 year. But here you can see there are 4 compoundings during the period. Okay. So that is the difference. It means 8% per annum and 8% per annum compounding quarterly is not the same thing. So 8% per annum compounding quarterly, or 8% per annum compounding annually, or 8% per annum, you can say compounding monthly, 8% per annum compounding semi-annually. So effective return is different everywhere. So हर जगह क्या होगा? Effective return will be different. Are you getting my point? So this thing you have to keep in mind, that they are not saying this is, we can say, because there is one return in the whole period, so this is effective return, and this is what? This is my nominal return. This is my nominal return. So again, the question is, how can we solve this question? So let I say my question is, if I deposit 100 at a rate of 8% per annum, okay, I say 100 at 8% per annum compounding quarterly for 3 years. So what will happen? My formula will be changed a bit. So my formula will be what? Future value equals to, so I can say this will become present value into 1 plus R divided by M. M means number of compounding in the period. So here 8R is my 8%, and how many compoundings are there in a year? There are 4 compoundings in a year. So it will become what? It will become 8% divided by 4. So it will become 2%. And here this is T into M, we can say. Okay, that is T into M. So that is what? That will give me what? That will give me my future value. So if I rewrite this equation according to this formula, so it will become 100 into 1 plus R. What is my R? R is 8%. Then M is what? M is my 3. Sorry, M is what? There are 4 compounding in a year, because compounding is done on quarterly basis. अगर semi annual होता तो divide by 2 होता, अगर bi-monthly होता तो divide by 6 होता, semi annually होता तो divide by 2 होता. So in this manner we have to take. And how many years are there? 3 is the time period, years, and M is what? M is my 4. This is compounding, number of compounding in a year. So that will be what? That will be 100 into, so this is 1 plus 2%, we can say, and this is 12. Okay, so now you know it. How can we solve it? So again, go to the second, future value. Why we are doing second future value? Because we have to clear all the TVM numbers. So now what is my N? N is 12. So press 12 and then N. Then what is my I by Y? This is 2. Press I by Y, because 2% is per period return. Then if I say what is my present value? So I can say 100, then I can minus sign, I can put minus sign from the last plus minus sign. So minus 100, it becomes my PV. My PMT is 0. So we have to calculate, compute future value. So press CPT and then future value, that is coming what? That is coming my 126.824. So if I invest 100 rupees at 8% per annum compounding quarterly for 3 years, then what is the value? This is the value. Okay. So logically think. So this is important to note down. Higher the number of compounding, higher the number of compoundings, higher will be future value. Your future value will be higher. जितनी ज्यादा कंपाउंडिंग होगी, इसका मतलब उतना ही ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट के ऊपर इंटरेस्ट, इंटरेस्ट के ऊपर इंटरेस्ट मिलेगा, तो उतनी ही आपकी क्या होगी? फ्यूचर वैल्यू ज्यादा होगी. So that is what we can say. Because for example, what you do, let I say you are investing 200. So this question you have to try. I will give you 2-3 minutes. So 200 rupees, if you invest at 10% per annum for 10 years. Okay. And compounding, let I say compounding. The first case, compounding is what? Compounding is annually. Then you have compounding semi-annually. Then let us say you have annually ho gaya, semi-annually. Then let us say quarterly. And then you have what? You have monthly. So tell me the future value of all these cases. If 200 is invested at 10% per annum for 10 years, compounding is annually, then semi-annually, then quarterly, and then monthly. 200 is the present value, 10 years, number of years, 10% per annum, and 10% per annum compounding annually, 10% per annum compounding semi-annually, 10% per annum compounding quarterly, 10% per annum compounding monthly. So tell me the future value for all the cases. I am giving 3 minutes to everyone. Please, everyone do it. I hope everyone is doing. I hope everyone has done. Last 30 seconds. So you should have what? You should have habit of doing it quickly, because time management is very, very important from CFA examination perspective. As you do more and more practice, so that efficiency will come. Okay. So what I do, let me do it together. So let I write down my answers here. Okay. So first I will clear the TVM. So second, and then future value. So all the TVM is clear. Now what is my N? In the first case, my compounding is annually. So 10 years multiplied by 1, because there is one compounding in a year. So my time will be what? 10. So my N is 10. Then what is my I by Y? So because there is one compounding, so simply 10% is my I by Y. So I should not take 10%. I will simply write down 10 and I have to press I by Y. And then I have to talk about present value. Okay. So I have to talk about what? I have to talk about the present value. So how much is the present value? That is 200. So 200, then put the minus sign. So from the last row, plus minus sign is there, and then put present value. Okay. Then if I talk about PMT is 0, compute future value. So it is coming how much? This is coming 518.748. Okay. Now if I talk about my semi-annually, so again, what will be my N? So first clear. So my N here will be what? There are 10 years and 2 compounding per year. So total time period will be 20. What will be my I by Y? So 10% per annum, but there are 2 compounding. So 10 divided by 2, it will become what? 5. So 5 will be my I by Y. What is my present value? My present value is 200. So my present value will be 200, and then I have to put minus sign. So it will become my present value. And compute for future value, that is coming how much? That is coming 530.6595. Okay. Now if I talk about the quarterly, again I will clear. So my N will be what? My years are 10. So quarterly compounding. So in a year there are 4 quarters. So total my N will be 40. So 4040 is my N. Then 10% is per annum. I have to divide it in 4 quarters. So that will become 2.5%. 2.5 is my I by Y. Then PV again is my what? This is 200. So minus sign I am putting. So this becomes my PV. So I have to solve for what? Future value. That is coming what? That is coming my 537.012. Okay. Now for the fourth, that is monthly option. So I can choose second, and future value to clear the TVM numbers already existed in the calculator. So what is my N? My N is basically, you can see this is 10 years. So monthly. So there are 12 months in a year, and there are total 10 years. So total N will be what? 120 will be my N. So 120 will be my N. I by Y. So I have to take 10 divided by 12. So 10 divided by 12. So 0.8333. So I have to put it as I by Y. Then again 200. I have to put plus minus sign to make it present value. And then I have to, PMT is 0. So compute for future value. That is coming what? That is coming my 541.40. Now you can see as we are increasing the number of compounding. So you can see here there is only one compounding in a year. There are 2 compoundings in a year. There are 4 compoundings in a year. There are 12 compoundings in a year. In the same manner, if I said on daily basis, it will be 365 or continuous basis. So you can see as we are increasing the number of compounding, my future value is also increasing. क्यों इंक्रीज हो रही है? क्योंकि उतनी जल्दी इंटरेस्ट के ऊपर इंटरेस्ट लगना शुरू हो रहा है ना. So that is what it is happening. So if I have multiple compounding in a period, so I can do that question like this. Okay, so this is something which we have done for the future value calculation. So same thing, what I can do for the present value. So now if I ask you this, that 518, if I say 518 is your future value, okay, tell me how much money I should deposit today. If I interpolate the question, if I change the question like this, कि फ्यूचर में मुझे 518 रुपीज मिलने हैं, लेकिन आज मैं उसके लिए कितना इन्वेस्ट करूं कि वो 518.7484 बन जाए. So how much money I should invest today? So it means I am talking about calculation of the present value. So if my future value formula is future value equals to, this is my complete formula, we can say. So this is compounding. Now, if I have to calculate present value, if I interpolate my formula, so that is what? That is my discounting. Okay, that is what? That is my discounting. So I can calculate my present value like this. So in calculator, I have to choose the same thing. So instead of computing future value, then I have to compute what? Present value. So let me do a question again, because now we understand. So what will happen? I will put my n value, I will put my I by y value, PV, I have to calculate my PMT will be 0, future value, I will put the number, and it will give me what? My present value. So let I again say, if I want 100 rupees, 100 rupees is the future value, for example. My time is 4 years, and let I say my time is 4 years, and let I say that my ROI is 8% per annum, but there are different options. Compounding is annually, compounding is semi-annually, compounding is quarterly, compounding is monthly. If this is the scenario, okay, then tell me the present value. So again, I am repeating my question. My question is, if I save 100, if I want 100 rupees after 4 years, my return is 8% per annum, but compounding is annually, semi-annually, quarterly, and monthly. Okay, so what will be my present value in all the scenarios? And then we will do the analysis कि जितनी ज्यादा compounding होती है तो उतनी present value कम होगी या ज्यादा होगी. That is something which we will see. Okay, so again I am giving what? I am giving 2 to 3 minutes to everyone. Please, everyone, try it. So I am waiting for your answers. I hope everyone has done. Okay, so let me do it on calculator again. So I first clear all the TVM. So second, and then future value, all the TVM will be clear. Now in the first case, what will be my N? 4 will be my N. Now in the what will be my I by Y? My I by Y will be 8% because compounding is annually. PV we have to calculate. PMT should be 0. What is the future value? Future value is 100. 100 I put future value. Compute present value. So that is coming how much? That is coming 73.50. That is coming 73.5029. Okay. Now I do for semi-annually. So my time period will become 8. My ROI will become 4%. So I again first clear of the TVM. So second and press future value, it will clear the TVM. Then if we say, if we do what? So my N will be, so 4 years and semi-annually. So 4 into 2, 8 will be my N. 8% is the return and 2 compounding. So 4% is my I by Y. PV we have to solve. 100 is my future value. PMT 0. Compute for present value, that is coming 73.069. Then for the quarterly, what will happen? Then for the quarterly, if we talk about, so I will go where? I will again first clear the TVM. Okay. Then, so 4 years. So in every quarter, in every year, there are 4 quarters. So 4 quarters into 4 years. So my N will become 16. So 8% divided by 4. So 2 will become I by Y. PV is something which we have to calculate. 100 is future value. So compute present value, that is 72.84. See, minus sign is coming, and we know the reason that if we are putting 100 as positive number, so definitely my present value will come negative. So one number will be either positive, one number will be positive, one number will be negative. It cannot happen like this, that both the numbers will be either positive or both the numbers will be either negative. That is present value and future value I'm talking about. Okay. Now, if we talk about the monthly one, so again, time is what? Time is my 4 years. So there are 12 months in a year. So 48. 48 will be what? 48 will be my time period, that is N. Okay, 48 will be my N. Then 8 divided by 12, that will become my I by Y. So 8 divided by 12 equals to, and then press I by Y. 100 is my future value, compute for present value. So again, I'm just so what is my N? Again, I am putting, so my N is time is 4 into 12. So 48 is my N. Okay, then 8 divided by 12 equals to, so that it is coming 0.666667 like this. So this becomes what? This becomes my I by Y. Then I put 100 as my future value, compute present value. So that is coming how much? 72.692. Now you can see here, if your compoundings are increasing, so higher the compounding, lesser is your present value. Lesser is your present value. Logically सोचिए, जितनी ज्यादा कंपाउंडिंग है इतना ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट है, तो जितना ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट मिलेगा एक वैल्यू बनाने के लिए, मुझे उतना ही कम सेव करना पड़े. इफ आई वांट टू एक्यूमुलेट 100 रुपी और मैं कहता हूं मुझे ज्यादा से ज्यादा इंटरेस्ट मिल रहा है, तो मुझे कम से कम सेव करना पड़ेगा. सो हायर द कंपाउंडिंग, लेसर इज योर प्रेजेंट वैल्यू. सो दैट इज द एनालिसिस. So friends, what we have done so far, so we have understood the concept of time value of money. Now we know what is my present value, what is my future value. Present and future value of what? You can say one single cash flow. So if the cash flow is happening at the starting, or we can say if the cash flow is happening at the end of the period which we are considering, that kind of thing is there. Okay, so that is what we are saying. And also what we have seen, if there are multiple compoundings during the period, so for example there are more than one compounding during the period, so what will be the present value? How can we calculate present value and future value? That is something which we have done, which we have calculated. Okay, so okay, so friends, we have understood this concept, and what we do, let me take a very small break. Okay, break of you can say 15 minutes. Let me take a 15-minute break. Okay, then we will be back and we shall start with what? We shall again start with talking about the effective return. Here we discussed about one single cash flow, but if there are multiple cash flows, then how to deal with that situation. Okay, and again if we talk about so after that multiple cash flows, if we have to talk about the NUT, so that kind of concepts will come. So let me be back in 15 minutes. So right now it's 6:53. So please everyone be back by 7, 8. Okay, then we shall start. Okay. Yes, so welcome back, friends. So I hope everyone got refreshed. Okay, so let me continue with our discussion. So we have done what? We have talked about the present value and the future value, the concept of time value of money. This is something which we have discussed. Okay, and then again, if we talk about so multiple compoundings, if there are more than one compounding in a period, so how can we deal with that situation? So that is something which we have done. Okay, now the question is, so if I am saying 8% per annum, if I am saying 8% per annum compounding semi-annually, (8% per annum compounding semi-annually). Okay. Then what is the effective return which I am getting? What is the effective return which I am getting? So I know it is more than 8%. But annually, if I discuss about it, so what is the return? Okay, so how can we get it? So for this, what is the formula? How can I have my effective return? So my effective return is equal to, so that is 1 plus this R nominal return divided by M, which is number of compounding in the period. Okay, and then raised to the power M minus 1. So this is how I can get what? I can get my effective return. So if I say that is 1 plus, okay, I am talking about this case only. So this is 8%. So this is 0.08 divided by compounding is semi-annually. So what is my semi-annually? You can see 2. Okay, so minus 1. Okay, so this is what I can do it. So I know how can I solve it on calculator, because I have converted it into algebraic operating system. So what it will be 1 plus this is 0.04, so raised to the power 2 minus 1. So let me start doing it. So I can say 1.04, because 1 plus 0.04 it becomes 1.04. Then y raised to the power x I can do, and then 2 equals to, if I do, it gives me squaring. So 1.04 raised to the power 2 is coming 1.086, and then what I have to do, minus 1. So that is giving me what? That is giving me 0.0816. So it is actually giving me number in decimal terms. So it will be what? It is actually 8.16%. It is actually what? It is actually 8.16%. Okay. So in this manner, what I can do? In this manner, I can have it. So if I give you a question that what you have to do, so let us say let I take the same. So return is what? This is 8% per annum compounding semi-annually. This is 8% per annum then compounding, let me say quarterly, and again 8% per annum, 8% per annum, compounding is monthly. So I told you that if my compoundings are higher, जितनी ज्यादा कंपाउंडिंग्स होंगी उतनी ही ज्यादा मेरी इफेक्टिव रिटर्न होगी, उतनी ही ज्यादा मेरी फ्यूचर वैल्यू होगी. दैट इज व्हाट वी डिस्कस. सो लेट मी प्रूव इट हियर. So what will be formula for it? Logically think 1 plus this 8% divided by semi-annually 2. So raised to the power 2 minus 1. So this we have already solved. It is coming 8.16%. Now let me talk about 8% per annum compounding quarterly. So what it will be? It will be 1 plus 0.08. So divide by 4 raised to the power 4 minus 1. So let me see. So actually this becomes 2% per quarter. So this is 1.02 y raised to the power x. So 4 equals to, it is giving me 1.082432, and I have to deduct minus 1. I have to deduct 1. So it is giving me what? 0.082432. So that is actually 8.2432%. Now again, if I say here, this is what? This is 1 plus 0.08 divided by 12 raised to the power 12 minus 1. So this is what? So again 0.08 divided by 12. So first I will solve it. It is coming 0.08 divided by 12. So it is giving me 0.006667 like this. Then I add 1. Then y raised to the power x. So it 12 and then minus 1. So it is giving me how much? 8.299%. So logically you can see, as you are increasing the number of compoundings, okay, so what is happening? What is happening basically? As you increase the number of compoundings, your effective return is also increasing. So that is the concept of effective return. Okay. Now let me come on to the concept if there are multiple cash flows. If there are multiple cash flows, so that is what we have to discuss. Okay. Now if we see, let I say this is time period 0, this is first year, this is second year, this is third year, and this is fourth year. I say कि मुझे 1 year के बाद 100 rupees चाहिए, second year के end पर I want 250 rupees, third year के end पर I want 400 rupees, and fourth year के end पर I want 1000 rupees. So that is something which I need. So at the end of year 1, I want 100. At the end of year 2, I want 250. At the end of year 3, I want 400. And at the end of year 4, I want 1000. So tell me what is the present value of this cash flow stream? So it means I should discount it for 1 year, I should discount it for 2 years, I should discount it for 3 years, and I should discount it for 4 years. I can do it. See, it means when I talk about my present value formula, so my present value formula is what? This. Broadly, it is this. I can rewrite it as what? I can rewrite the same formula like this. So mathematically, I can do it. कि future value अलग लिख दिया, and this 1 divided by 1 plus r raised to the power n, जो ये factor था, इसको हमने separate लिख दिया. So I can do it. Yes. So this is what, this is 1 plus r raised to the power n. So this component is called as what? This component is called as discounting factor. This component is called as what? Discounting factor. So I can say, if I have to find out the present value, so that is basically future value into discounting factor, we can say. Okay, so if my rate of return here is how much? If my rate of return is 15% per annum, so I have to, what I have to do, I have to discount it for 1 year at 15%. I have to discount it for 2 years at 15% per annum. I have to discount it for 3 years at 15% per annum. I have to discount it for 4 years at 15% per annum. So that is something which we have to do, as simple as that. Okay, so now if I do it one by one, so it will take a lot of time. So question is, how can I do it on calculator to solve this kind of scenario? Okay, so if there are multiple cash flows and if I have to find out the present value or the future value of that cash flow stream, so how can I do it? So what I will do, again, what you do, there is a, in the second row में second के बाद एक key लिखिए CF, cash flow. What you do, first you press this cash flow and then press second cash flow and then press second, जो कि shift की तरह work करता है. And then at the bottom you can see something is written, that is CE, that is clear work. That is clear work. So clear work. That is clear work. Okay. So what it will do, it will again clear all the data set if already there is some data set in this cash flow series. तो सबसे पहले हमने क्या किया, हमने जो ये कैश फ्लो फंक्शन के अंदर जो भी वैल्यूज हो सकती थी उसको हमने डिलीट कर दिया. सो आई से कैश फ्लो, प्रेस कैश फ्लो CF, देन प्रेस सेकंड and then press clear work. So at the last there is clear work key. So आप लेफ्ट हैंड साइड में सबसे नीचे देखेंगे तो clear work की key है, उसको आप प्रेस करेंगे, it will clear off. Now first is coming CF0. So that is telling me cash flow at time period 0. That is telling me cash flow at time period 0. So what is my cash flow at time period 0? You can see here, there is no cash flow at time period 0. Here I have to calculate value at time period 0, but there is no cash flow at time period 0. So I will keep it 0. So what I will do, I will do enter. It means 0 will be there and then draw. Then you can say down arrow key. Press down arrow key. Okay. So as you press the down arrow key, so now you can see C01 is coming. You can see C01 is coming. So now it is asking for cash flow at the end of period 1. So what is the cash flow at the period, at the end of period 1? That is 100. So I will put 100. I will put enter. You can see as you put the enter, equals to sign is coming with C01. So it is telling me in C01 or in 1 we have put 100 number. So enter press करेंगे. Then down arrow key, then something called F01 is coming. अभी आपको ये नहीं देखना है, later on we will discuss. So F01 अभी आपको कुछ नहीं देखना है. Then again I do down arrow key. So at the end of second year, so 250 is the cash flow. 250 is the cash flow. Again press enter and then down arrow key. फिर F02 आ रहा है, उसमें को 1 ही रहने देना है आपने, फिर डाउन करेंगे, फिर C03 आ रहा है. So then you have to put what, 400. Then press enter. Then down arrow key. 1 again down arrow key. So C04 आ गया है. C04 में again you will put what, 1000 and then put enter. Now you have to calculate what present value of all these cash flows. So that is called what? That is called net present value. That is called what? That is called net present value. So I press net present value. So as I press net present value, तो वो मुझसे क्या पूछ रहा है? इंटरेस्ट कितना है? So that is what? That is 15%. I put enter. I put enter. And then I again press down arrow key. So वो पूछ रहा है हमसे NPV. So we have to compute what? We have to compute NPV. So what is the present value? That is 1110.752. So if I come on to the NPV, then press compute. So it will give me what? It will give me my present value, and that is coming 1110.752. And what I can do, I can just cross check it. You can see here on the Excel itself, if I want to see, that is 100, 250, 400, 1000. So this is my cash flow for 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I have to do what? I have to do the discounting. So this divided by, so what is the rate of return? Rate of return is 15%. So what I do equals to this divided by 1 plus 15%. I freeze it, raised to the power. I can copy, paste. So this is the present value of all the individual cash flows. So you can see 1110.752. So the same answer is coming. So how can I calculate my net present value? So if I have multiple cash flows, so how can I calculate my NPV in this manner? I can calculate my NPV. I hope this point is fine with everyone. How can we calculate my NPV? So again, I am repeating the process to calculate the NPV here. So what you have to do? First, just press cash flow. Then second, then clear work. So clear all the work. First, what you have to do, clear all the work, as simple as that. Okay. Now what you have to do, in the cash flow, CF0 is 0. Press enter and then down arrow key. Then here put 100 against C01 and then enter, down arrow key. Then F01 is coming, leave it, then down arrow key. Then again C02 is coming, so you have to put what? 250, enter, down arrow key. Then 400, enter, down arrow key. And then 1000, enter. Okay. Now what I will do, I will press NPV. So I is what? I is 15. I will do enter and then down arrow key. On the NPV, I have to choose for compute and it is coming 1110.752. So in this manner, I can calculate what? I can calculate my present value for these multiple cash flows. So I do not need to calculate present value of all the cash flows separately. But what I will do, I will simply, you can say, I will simply use it and it will give me my number. I hope this is fine with everyone. So let I give you a question. So solve it for me in 2 minutes. So let I say I have cash flow at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here this is 500. This is 5,000, 0, 200, 1,500. If the rate of interest is 8% per annum, so give me what? Give me its present value. So please give me the present value for it. Give me present value for it. I am giving 2 minutes to everyone. Okay, so I hope everyone has done. I hope everyone has tried. So how it will happen? How it will happen? So simply I will go to my calculator. So here what we have to do. So press second and then press cash flow CF, then second and then clear work. So at 0 it is 0. So I will put 0, enter. Then on 1 I will put 5,500, enter, drop down. Then at C02 I have 5,000, enter, go down. Then on the third we have 0, enter, go down. At 4 we have 200, enter, go down, and then we have 1,500, enter. So all these values we have punched. So all these values we have punched. Yes. So now what will happen? Again, press NPV. Then it is asking for I. So 8% is what? 8% is my I. 8% is the I. So I will press 8, enter, drop down key. So NPV is coming. So on the NPV, I will press compute CPT. So how much value is coming? 5917. So what value is coming? That is 5917.53. So that is what? That is my present value. So in this manner, I can have my present value for the multiple cash flows. Okay. So we are doing different LOS of the topic time value of money. Okay, which is the, you can say, first chapter of QT. Okay, quantitative basically. Now these are the multiple cash flows. So I need to punch it again and again and again. But if my multiple cash flows are of same amount, then how to deal with that situation? So now we are talking about what? We are talking about something called annuity. We are talking about something called annuity. So we have talked about single cash flow. We have talked about multiple cash flows. How can we deal it? Multiple cash flows which are uneven. Okay. Now we are talking about the uneven cash flows. We are talking about the multiple cash flows, but the amount is same. So for example, let I say, so what is annuity? Annuity is a cash flow series of equal amount. It is a cash flow series of equal amount. And the time gap between the cash flows is same. So it means we can say my cash flows are equidistant. So if these conditions are satisfied, then that type of cash flow series is called as annuity. So for example, let us say 0, 1, 2, 3, let us say 500 is the cash flow here, 300 is the cash flow here, 500 is the cash flow here, 400 is the cash flow here. Here you can see every cash flow is equidistant. हर किसी में 1 year का time gap है. But 1 year का time gap है, it doesn't mean that this will be what? It is not like that कि ये हमारी annuity है, because the amount is different. Amount is not equal. If I say I have a series like this, that is 500, then let us say we have what? We have again 500, then 0, then again 500. Now you can see what is happening. So let I say 500, and at the 7th again this is 500. Okay, if we have this situation, the question is how to deal with it. It means the question is whether this is annuity or not. Now you can see my cash flows are of same amount, but they are not equidistant. यहाँ पर देखिए ये फर्स्ट पीरियड पर है, ये सेकंड पर है, फिर 2 years का गैप है, फिर 3 years का गैप है. So like this it is happening. So this is not equidistant. So this is again not my annuity. तो इसको हम बोल सकते हैं multiple cash flows है, but this is not an example of annuity. So what is the example of annuity? For example, we have this cash flow stream 100, 100, 100, 100 and 100 like this. This kind of cash flow series we have. Now this cash flow series we can say this is what? This is my annuity, because you can see here my cash flows are equidistant. मेरे cash flows भी equidistant है और मेरी amount भी same है. So that kind of series is called as annuity. Okay. So there are many examples of annuity. For example, if we are talking about fixed rate loan and there is an EMI. Okay, so that is what? That is my example of annuity. Okay, again, for example, let us say I am paying insurance premium. I am paying insurance premium. So let us say I am having an life insurance policy and the amount is same. So every year on the same day, I am paying some amount of premium. So again, it is an example of what? It is an example of annuity. Okay. Now, again, let I say I am paying the same rent every month on a particular date. So same rent every month on a particular date. This is something which I am doing. Okay. So ultimately, again, this is an example of what? This is an example of annuity. So if we talk about a recurring deposit account, so that is also an example of annuity. So all these are examples of annuity basically. Okay. So now the question is, how can we calculate the present value or future value like this? How can we operate? So that is something which we will do. Okay. So for example, let I say you are depositing $1,000 every year. You are depositing $1,000 every year for 3 years at a rate of, let us say, 10% per annum. 10% per annum. Okay. That is something. So you are investing $1,000 every year for 3 years at 10% per annum. So what is the future value? That is something which you have to calculate. Now, when we talk about annuity, so broadly, we can say that there are 2 types of annuity broadly, although there is one more annuity and other annuities also. So one is ordinary annuity. One is ordinary annuity and the other one is annuity due. What is this ordinary annuity? This is at the end. And what is this annuity due? This is at the beginning. This is at the end of the period. This is at the beginning of the period. So that is my ordinary annuity and that is my annuity due. Okay. So let me understand what is the difference between this. So let I draw a time. 1, 2, 3. These are the 3 periods, 3 years. So it is not related to only years. So it can be month also, it can be quarter. So when I am saying that the time gap should be same, I am not saying that the time gap should be year only. Are you getting my point? So ऐसा नहीं है कि वो साल की मैं बात कर रहा हूं, तो वो मंथ का भी गैप हो सकता है, वो वीक का भी गैप हो सकता है, तो हर वीक के अंदर, so for example every Monday I am talking about the same amount, so that, so this is what, for example this is time period 0, this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. I am saying I am depositing $1,000 every year. So what I can do, I can deposit at the end of year 1, I can deposit at the end of year 2, and I can deposit at the end of year 3. I can deposit at the end of year 1, I can deposit at the end of year 2, I can deposit at the end of year 3. Or what I can do, this is again 0, 1, 2, 3. See, this whole time period, if I talk about this colored area, this is my whole 1 year. So this is at the end of year 1, and this is what point? This is beginning of year 1. If I say this is beginning of year 1. So when I am saying I am depositing $1,000 every year, question is when I am depositing, whether I am depositing at the end of year or end of period or beginning of period. Whether I am depositing at the end of the period or beginning of the period. That is the question. Okay. Then again, if we talk about this, end of year 1 is actually beginning of year 2. So my second cash flow is happening here, and end of year 2 is actually beginning of year 3. So I am saying there are 3 cash flows I am depositing annually. I am depositing annually $1,000. So here I am depositing at the end of year 1 and 2 and 3, and here I am depositing at the beginning of year 1, 2 and 3. Okay, here I am depositing at the end, and here I am depositing at the beginning of year 1, 2 and 3. So for example, now you see, this is a case of annuity. Yes, this is a case of annuity, as simple as that. Okay. Now, if I want to know the future value, so in this case, what will happen? This cash flow will be compounded for how much time period? This cash flow will be compounded for 2 years. See, I am depositing here and I have to reach here. So logically, देखिए कितने साल के लिए compound करेंगे? 1, 2 years की compounding. If I talk about this cash flow will be compounded for how much time period? You can see from here, I have to reach here. It will be compounded for 1 year. And what will happen with this? It will be compounded for nothing. इसका मतलब जिस दिन मुझे पैसा चाहिए उसी दिन मैं डिपॉजिट कर रहा हूं. जिस दिन मुझे पैसा चाहिए उसी दिन I am depositing. On the same day I am depositing. So there will be no interest on it. So what will happen? So this 1,000, if I talk about 1,000 again, point, if I say what is the rate of interest which we are taking 10%. So 10%. So this cash flow will be compounded for 2 years, plus this cash flow will be compounded for, you can see this cash flow will be compounded for 1 year, and this cash flow, it will not be compounded at all, or we can say there is a compounding for 0 time period. Logically think, anything raised to the power 0, okay, so it gives you 1, so it will be 1,000 as it is. So that will be the future value of this cash flow stream. But what will happen here? If I have to want to know that what will be the value at the end of year 3, again I have to reach here only. So this cash flow will be compounded for 1 year. This cash flow will be compounded for 2 years. You can see 1, 2, and this cash flow will be compounded for 3 years. You can see 1, 2, and 3. Okay, this cash flow will be compounded for 3 years. So it will be 1,000. Sorry. So here, what will be the situation? This cash flow is compounded for 3 years. So 1,000 into 1 plus 10% raised to the power 3. This cash flow will be compounded for 2 years. So this will be 1000 into 1 plus 10% raised to the power 2. And this cash flow will be compounded for what? 1 year. You can see this cash flow will be compounded for 1 year. Okay. So in this manner, now you can see here we have one additional compounding everywhere. Here we have one additional compounding everywhere. Okay. So let I solve it. So again, I can solve for future value. So that will give me, so this is what, this is 1000. So let I solve it. So 1000 into 1.10, that is 1100. And again, this is 1210. Okay. Here, if I say this is 1100, this is 1210, and this is what? 1331. So if I add them, that is coming how much? So 1, 2, 3. So 3310. And how much this is coming? This is coming 1314. 3641. So 1331 plus 1210 plus 1100. So 3641, yes. So it means timing also matters. Timing also matters. Whether you are putting that money at the beginning, you can see at the beginning or at the end of the period. So you can see there is one additional compounding in every cash flow. पहले कैश फ्लो में यहाँ पर 2 कंपाउंडिंग्स थी, यहाँ पर फर्स्ट कैश फ्लो में 3 कंपाउंडिंग है, यहाँ सेकंड कैश फ्लो में 1 कंपाउंडिंग है, यहाँ सेकंड कैश फ्लो में 2 कंपाउंडिंग्स है, या थर्ड कैश फ्लो में एक भी कंपाउंडिंग नहीं है, यहाँ पर थर्ड कैश फ्लो में एक कंपाउंडिंग है. So you can see every cash flow is compounded by 1 extra period. So what I can do from this, if I want to reach to this, so what I can do, I can say 3310, because every cash flow, single cash flow is compounded for 1 extra period. So मैं क्या बोल सकता हूँ? मैं बोल सकता हूँ 3310 into 1 plus 10%, because every cash flow is compounded for 1 extra period. तो हमने कहा कि जो भी हमारी वैल्यू थी उसको 1 extra compound कर देते हैं. So that is coming how much? 3641. So if from the ordinary annuity future value, if I want to reach to here, so how can I reach? I can reach in this manner. I can simply compound this cash flow for 1 extra time period. Whatsoever is the future value of ordinary annuity, if I compound it for 1 extra period, it will give me future value of annuity due. So annuity due का मतलब क्या होता है? At the beginning. Ordinary annuity का मतलब क्या होता है? At the end of the period. So that is something ordinary annuity and annuity due. I hope this point is clear to everyone. So what is the formula? Mathematically, what is the formula? So this is annuity amount, we can say 1 plus r raised to the power n minus 1 divided by r. So this is what, this is my future value of ordinary annuity. This is my future value of ordinary annuity. So let I just save it. Okay. So this is what, this is my future value of ordinary annuity. And what I told you, if I simply compound this future value of ordinary annuity with 1 extra compounding I do, so 1 extra compounding for extra period if I do, so it will give me what? It will give me future value of what? It will give me future value of annuity due. So it means if I have to calculate future value of annuity due, it will be what? A into it will be A into 1 plus r raised to the power n minus 1 divided by r, and then I have to compound it for 1 extra period. So that is the formula of future value of annuity due. So This is the concept of annuity, and this is the concept of ordinary annuity, and you can say annuity due. So here what we have seen, we have talked about the future value. Okay, so what I do, let I calculate it through calculator, that how can we solve it on calculator directly? How can we do it on calculator directly? So that is the question. So let me see. Okay, so let me see. Again, first what we have to do, we have to clear the TVM. So I do second, clear TVM. Now I will use the same NI by Y PV. This PMT is actually for annuity amount. This PMT is actually for what? This PMT is actually for annuity amount. Okay. This PMT is actually for annuity amount. So let me see. What is my N here in this scenario? This my N is 3. 3N. Yes. Then if I talk about I by Y, so what is the rate of interest? 10% is the rate of interest. So I press 10 and then I put I by Y. Then what is the present value? Present value is nothing. It means there is no single cash flow. Present value is 0. PMT. Now I am saying I am depositing 1000 rupees every year. So again, there is a cash outflow, we can say. So 1000, I can put negative. See, even if you don't put negative 1000, if simply you put 1000 positive, so what will happen? Your answer will come in negative. So only that change will happen. Okay, so if I put minus 1000 and I press PMT and then compute future value. So that is coming 3310. So by default in your calculator, it is coming 3310. So it means by default, it is on which mode? It is on end mode. It is on what mode? End mode. And you have to keep it like this only, because now we have understood the relationship between future value of ordinary annuity and future value of annuity due. So once you get this 3310, simply compound it for one extra period. Simply आप उसे क्या कीजिए, एक पीरियड के लिए एक्स्ट्रा कंपाउंड कर दीजिए. So 3310 था, मल्टीप्लाई कीजिए, जो आंसर आया था सिंपली आपको वहीं पर मल्टीप्लाई पुट करना है, एंड देन 1.10 इक्वल्स टू, इट इज गिविंग यू 3641. तो जो आपका आंसर आया था वो ऑटोमेटिकली आप वहां पर मल्टीप्लाई का साइन पुट करेंगे तो कैलकुलेशन में वो उसको लेना स्टार्ट कर देगा. So in this manner, what we have this 3641. So I have present future value of ordinary annuity and I have future value of annuity due. So in this sense, in this manner, we can calculate the future value of both type of annuities. I hope this is fine. Okay. So now let me understand the concept of present value of annuity. So again, we can have present value of annuity due, or we can have present value of ordinary annuity. We can have present value of annuity due and we can have present value of ordinary annuity. Yes. So let I see. So again, let I say, this is time period 0, 1, 2, 3. And again here 0, 1, 2, 3. So let I say there is a cash flow at the end of the period. So 1000 here, 1000 here, 1000 here. So earlier I calculated future value. Now I am saying what is the present value of this cash flow series. So how much money I need to deposit today so that I get 1000 at the end of year 1, 1000 at the end of year 2, and 1000 at the end of year 3. So that is the question. So here again I am saying this is the case at the end. So it means we are talking about ordinary annuity. We are talking about ordinary annuity. And here if we see, so here what I am putting, I am saying this is my this is begin case. So this is annuity due case. This is annuity due case. So I have 1000 here, 1000 here, and 1000 here. Okay. So this is at the beginning of year 1. This is, we can say, at the beginning of year 2, and this is at the beginning of year 3, because end of year 2 actually means beginning of year 3. So now I want to calculate the present value. So this present value, this present value, this, here you can see my cash flow here is discounted for. If I solve it, so if I calculate the present value mathematically, if I write it down, it will be what? If 10% is the return again. So this is discounted for 1 year. This cash flow will be discounted for 2 years, and this cash flow will be discounted for 3 years. If I talk about this scenario, this will not be discounted at all. This will be discounted for 0 period. So value will be same. This cash flow will be discounted for 1 year. This cash flow will be discounted for 2 years. So here every cash flow is discounted for 1 extra period. Here my cash flow is discounted for 1 extra period. Here my cash flows are discounted for 1 less period. यहाँ पर पहला कैश फ्लो 1 ईयर के लिए डिस्काउंट था. यहाँ पर पहला कैश फ्लो 0 टाइम पीरियड के लिए डिस्काउंट है. यहाँ पर सेकंड कैश फ्लो 2 इयर्स के लिए डिस्काउंट था. यहाँ पर सेकंड कैश फ्लो की बात करते हैं तो 1 ईयर के लिए डिस्काउंट है. यहाँ पर थर्ड कैश फ्लो 3 इयर्स के लिए डिस्काउंट है. यहाँ पर थर्ड कैश फ्लो 2 इयर्स के लिए डिस्काउंट है. तो लॉजिकली सोचिए कि जितना कम डिस्काउंट होगा, इसका मतलब उतनी एक्स्ट्रा कंपाउंडिंग, 1 एक्स्ट्रा कंपाउंडिंग आई कैन से. अगर ये हमारा 1 डिस्काउंट, एक डिस्काउंटिंग कम है, यहाँ पर देखिए एक डिस्काउंटिंग हर कैश फ्लो की कम है, तो हम बोल सकते हैं कि एक एक्स्ट्रा कंपाउंडिंग है. इन दिस मैनर आई कैन इंटरप्रेट इट. आंसर इज यस. इन दिस मैनर आई कैन डू इट. So let we see, let we understand. So my first, if I talk about this first cash flow, present value will be this. Second cash flow present value will be this, and third cash flow present value will be this. Third cash flow present value will be this. Yes. And here if I talk about my first cash flow is discounted for 0 period, you can see it will be discounted for 0 period. So this will become 1. So it is 1000 as it is. The second cash flow is discounted for how much time period? 1 year. The third cash flow is discounted for how much time period? Sorry, 2 years. So this is my first cash flow, this is my second cash flow, this is my third cash flow. Okay. So now if I calculate their present value, so let I first solve it mathematically, manually. Okay, so this is 1000 divided by 1.10. This is coming how much? 909.09. This is also 909.09. Then again 1.10 I have divided. So it is coming what? 826.44. So I can say this is 826.44. And this will be what? Divided by 1.10. This is 751.31. Okay. So now if I add them, so what is the present value? That is 909.09 plus 826.44 plus 751.31. That is coming. So what is the total here? 2486.84. Here, how much is it? This is 1000 plus 909.09 plus 826.44. That is coming 2735.53. So this is the present value of annuity due, and this is the present value of ordinary annuity. And what I told you, that here we have one less discounting. One less discounting means one extra compounding. So what I can do, if I want to calculate future, if I have to calculate present value of annuity due from present value of ordinary annuity, so again simply what I will do, I will simply compound it for one extra period because there is one less discounting. So 1.10 if I do, so let me see. So whether I am getting the same 2486.84 multiplied by 1.10. You can see 2735.53. So the same number I am getting here. Okay. So it means from this, what analysis I have done? I have done that present value of annuity due is greater than present value of ordinary annuity, and future value of annuity due is also greater than future value of annuity due. Okay. So whether it is present value or future value, so annuity due values are greater. As simple as that. Annuity due values are greater, as simple as that. Okay. I hope this is fine. So let me calculate this present value. Let me calculate this present value from where? Let me calculate this present value, you can say through calculator. Through calculator, let me calculate. So I go to again TVM we have to use. So what I do, I say first put the second and clear TVM. Put the second and clear TVM. Okay. Now if we see, what is my N? My N is 3. So I put 3 N. What is my I by Y? I by Y is 10%. Then I by Y. So I put 10 and then I by Y. Present value is nothing. So I put 0 as PV. PMT. I am saying PMT is what? PMT is 1000. So I put PMT as 1000. I have to compute and solve for what? Solve for present value. So it is coming 2486.85, the same thing which we got. So earlier I calculated future value, but now I calculated what? Now I calculated present value. Okay. Now I calculated what? I calculated present value. Okay. In the same manner, so what I know, if I have present value of ordinary annuity, now to reach to present value of annuity due, I have to simply compound it for one extra period. So I will do multiply 1.10. So that is 2735.53. So the same number. So this is what? 2735.53. So the same number we are getting. So in this manner, I can calculate my present value of ordinary annuity, present value of annuity due, future value of ordinary annuity, future value of annuity due. So what we have learned so far, So if we say, so we first understood the time value of money concept. Okay. Then we saw that what is compounding, what is discounting. So calculation of future value is compounding, calculation of present value is discounting. Then we understood what? Then we understood what we understood. Then we understood that what is, how can we calculate the present value and future value for single cash flows if there is only one compounding during the period. Then we saw the concept if there is more than one compounding during the period. So how to deal with that situation, and we saw higher the compounding, higher is the future value, higher the compounding, lower is the present value. Then we looked at the concept of effective return. Okay, we looked at the concept of what? We looked at the concept of effective return. How can we calculate the effective return? Okay, so then we came on to the calculation of present value or future value for uneven cash flows. Okay, then we came on to the concept of annuity. So if there is a cash flow series of equal amount and the cash flows are equidistant, so that is what, that is, we can say that is my annuity. Again, there are two type of annuity. One is ordinary annuity, one is annuity due. So what is on ordinary annuity, which is happening at the end of the period? What is annuity due, which is happening at the beginning of the period? So how can we find out the present value and future value of that kind of cash flow series? So this is something which we have seen. So we can do all the calculations on calculator in one go. Okay, so let me do some questions on the concepts which we have discussed so far. Just a minute, let I open it. Let I open it. Yes, so please try this question. So first try this question. If there is a rate of 6%, we have to calculate what? We have to calculate the effective annual return. So EAR means effective annual return. So the which we have discussed the concept of effective return. So if it is semi-annual or quarterly or monthly or daily compounding, so if this is the situation, so you have to calculate the effective annual return. So I am giving how much time? So you have to calculate 4. So I am giving 4 minutes to everyone. Okay, 3 to 4 minutes to everyone. Give me the answer. So last 1 minute, please do it quickly. So if you have any doubt, you can just write down in the chat box. So इतना बाकी लोग कर रहे हैं, I will address the queries. Okay, so let me do it. So again, we know how can we calculate, simply using the effective return. So what is my effective annual return? That is basically nominal return, we can say. So this is 1 plus the nominal return divided by number of compounding raised to the in a year. So in this manner I can calculate. So for semi-annual it will become what? 1 plus 6% divided by semi-annual is 2. Then for quarterly, if we talk about, so this will be like this, and for monthly it will be, this is this divided by 12, we can say, and for daily compounding it will be 1 plus 0.06 divided by 365. So in this manner I can do it. Yes, in this manner I can do it. So what are the answers? So let I show you the answers. This is 6.090%. Quarterly compounding, if I talk about, this is 6.136, and you can see as we increase the number of compoundings, so you can see my effective annual return is also increasing. Okay, so EAR increases as the compounding frequency increases, so that is the thing. Okay, now please solve this question number second. Try this question second. See, first we have to identify that whether it is a single cash flow or it is a case of multiple cash flows and multiple uneven cash flows, or you can say it is annuity. Okay, then it becomes easy, and it is better that if you draw a timeline. So initially for practice purpose, so what you can do, you can start making the timelines, so that will help you a lot. Please give the answer quickly to me. Okay, so let me see this question. So John plans to invest 2,500 in an account that will earn. So this is not per annum, or you can say this is per semi-annum or per month. No, this is case of single cash flow, it seems. So what is happening? John plans to invest $2,500 in an account that will earn 8% per annum with quarterly compounding. So we have to calculate how much will be the value at the end of year, at the end of 2 years. Okay, so simply this is a case of, you can say, single cash flow. This is a case of single cash flow, we can say. So that is 2500 into 1 plus, so 8% is your return, annual return, and quarterly compounding, so I will divide it by 4. So after how much time period? So 2 into this, we can say 4. So I can directly calculate it in calculator. So I go to second, clear TVM. So my n is 8, so I put 8n. Then if I talk about I by y, so this is 0.0, this is 0.08 divided by 4, so it becomes 0.02. So we can say rather 2%. So in I by y, what I will do? So now if I have put wrong, for example, I took 0.02, how to delete it? So you can see in the second row, last column, there is a right arrowed key. So if I put it, तो वो क्या करेगा? If I press it, it will start deleting the numbers. So now I can put my correct number. 2% is I by y. Okay, PV is something, we can say 2500 is my PV. PMT is nothing. I have to solve for future value, and that is what? 2929. I hope you got the same number. So you can see 2929.15. That is my answer if I round it off till 2 decimal digits. Okay. Now please try this question. So as I said, try to draw the timeline first and try to locate the cash flow and what we want. So where we are and what we want, try to search for it. So Alice would like to have $5,000 saved in an account at the end of 3 years. So if I draw the timeline, so this is 0, this is 3. So this question is asking what? That at the end of 3 years, she wants $5,000. If the return on the account is 9% with monthly compounding, calculate how much Alice should deposit today in order to reach her savings. Okay. So it means we have to calculate what? We have to calculate the present value. We have to calculate the present value, as simple as that. Okay. So now we see. So let I go to the calculator and solve it. So we have to, again, this is a case of single cash flow. So we can say I first clear the TVM, so second and clear TVM. Okay. Then if I say so I second and clear TVM. Then if I talk about N is what? So there is a case of monthly compounding. So my N will be 3 multiplied by 12. So it means 36. 36 will be N. What is my I by Y? So 9% and compounding is monthly. So 9 divided by 12. So 9 divided by 12 will be by. So 9 divided by 12 is coming 0.75. So 0.75 is my I by Y. Okay. Then if we talk about the present value, so present value is something which we have to calculate. PMT is 0 because this is not a case of annuity. So if it would have been a case of annuity, then we would have put PMT. So now if we talk about future value, so what is the future value? 5,000 is the future value. I can put 5,000 as my future value. Okay. Then compute present value. So 3820. So this much money should be there in the account, that is 3820. So 3820.74. This is something which we can do. Okay. So in this manner, we can calculate. Okay. Now, this is the last question for today. So you can just try this question. Given the daily compounding, the growth of 5,000 invested for 1 year at 12% interest will be close to. Okay. So please, I'm giving 1 minute to everyone. So here simply we have to calculate what? We have to calculate the future value. So given daily compounding, the growth of 5,000 invested for 1 year, 12% interest will be closest to. So what I can do? I can simply again second clear TVM. So either I can calculate effective return for the whole year and simply I can do it. Or what I can do? I just clear the TVM first. My N will be what? So 1 year. So compounding is daily. So 365 will be my N. I by Y. So 12%. 12 divided by 365. So it is coming 0.032876. So this will become my I by Y. Present value is how much? 5,000 we are investing. So let me put a negative sign. So jo niche plus minus ka hai, we will put it. So this becomes my present value. My PMT should be 0. Compute for future value, and that is coming 5637.37. So that is what? That is my answer. 5637.37. So the same thing. So in this manner, we can do what? We can solve the questions. Okay. So friends, let us keep this much for today then. I hope there is some understanding on the time value of money concepts. And again, it is very, very relevant. So whether we talk about equity valuation or bond valuation, or you can say derivative analysis, or even if we talk about capital busting in corporate issuer, okay, again, it means in everywhere this time value of money concept is used. Okay. So friends, I hope you have now you have basic understanding. Please try to do the questions on the topics which we have covered. Okay, so this is time value of money topic of quantitative technique. So from there, what you can do, you can just try the questions. So rest of the things which are left for this particular chapter, so what we will do it in the next class. Okay. So thank you everyone. Thanks for the day.